Hello BookTube, I'm Jonathan, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing some deluxe edition books that I ordered from the Folio Society. Folio. That was weird. Anyway, here's what I'm going to be breaking down. Number 1, how much exactly did they cost? Number 2, what are you getting in each of the different editions? And number 3, what is my final verdict on whether this order was worth the purchase? So, let's go over to today's review desk and start with my first book that I ordered, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Hello and welcome to my audition as a hand model. Just kidding, after years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not all of my fingers point in the right direction. Anyway, let's get to what we're really here for, this Folio audition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So this was a Christmas gift from my lovely wife, Bonnie. This is a top 10 book of all time for me, so I was very excited to get this gift. So let's start off with the slipcase. It has a nice feel to it. I love the design. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this is referencing something specific in Frankenstein or whether it is just sort of a beautiful piece of artwork that sort of evokes some of the feeling and the scenery. Let me know if you think it's from something specific that I may have missed. So let's do a little bit of an unboxing here. We'll move from the slipcase to, yeah, let's spin it this way. From the slipcase to the book itself. Wow, okay, that's an awesome design. I love that image of Frankenstein. This kind of looks a little foreboding, a little spooky, a little scary, but a little lonely maybe as well. So I love the cover art. I believe the book, you can get a look here, bounded cloth. I love how that feels. I love the print right there on the book itself. Little Folio, that logo there. So this is already feeling like pretty high quality stuff, and there are quite a few images in here. So I'm going to show you some, but I don't want to spoil everything. So I think I'll show you maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then that way if you do pick this up, a couple of the images will still be a surprise for you. So let's see what we have in here as we open up. You can see I'm kind of ginger with it. I don't want to like crack the spine or anything. So there we go. Ooh. Some fantastic artwork in the opening here. We have an introduction by Richard Holmes, and all of the illustrations are done by Angela Barrett. This is one of the new Folio releases. I believe this came out in 2023, so you may not have seen this one on YouTube before, which is pretty cool. So we have our contents, and then this is quite cool. It shows you on what pages the illustrations are. So we're going to flick through and I'll show you the first couple just to show you the kind of things that you might want to be, interested in if you want to pick this up. So here we go. Ooh, some pretty gothic imagery there. So I think there's 7 full pieces of artwork, and then I think there's like 9 of these little black and white vignettes, which is pretty cool. So I'll show you 1 or 2 more. Let's see. There we go. Amazing work from Angela Barrett. Let's do 1 more. Let's see. I think one of my favorite ones was towards the end, maybe. Let's see. Oh no, that might be too spooky for YouTube. Frankenstein's a horror book. We don't want to scare the audience. Ooh, there we go. That's lovely. Alrighty, guys. So Frankenstein. Overall, I think this is a magnificent piece for your collector's edition. I love the colors. I think this is really going to stand out on the shelf. And if you're as big a fan as Frankenstein as I am, you might be tempted. You might be tempted already. So Frankenstein sells for $90 US on the US version of the Folio Society website, but that doesn't include shipping, and to get it shipped from the UK to the US is a little bit of an expense. If you just get 1 book, it's going to be around $18 if you do the 7 to 12 day delivery. It's going to be around 30 something if you do express shipping. So you're probably looking at closer to $120 all up. All right, for our second book in today's video, we have Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke. I'm a big fan of Arthur C. Clarke, and Childhood's End is my favorite. This is a top 10 book of all time for me, so I was very excited to get this one. I do like the design on the slipcase. It has a nice, smooth, matte feel to it, and this side in particular, I love the artwork. If you look at the top of the slipcase, it does have a little bit of a raised edge, which is slightly less impressive, I think, than the Frankenstein slipcase, but not something that you're going to notice too much on the shelf. So let's pull out the book reveal and see what we have. Ooh, look at that. So another amazing illustration here. I believe the artist for this is Grace Aldrich, and they've done a phenomenal job here. As you can see, I'll try and show this, and you can, if we rub the outside of it, this is printed and block cloth, and it has a little texture to it. It's actually quite fun. If you guys are into ASMR, pick one of these up and just sort of run your finger. Anyway, let's move past that. And also you'll notice that this edge of the book is square. So as opposed to the other one, the Frankenstein, which was rounded, this has a flat edge to it. So some slight differences there between editions. Let's crack this one open and see what we have inside. Again, I'll show you a couple of the artworks just to show you what you might expect to get inside Childhood's End, but I don't want to spoil them all for you. I think in this one there are 5 fully illustrated pieces, so let's pull one open. Okay, so as you can see, a bit of a different art style. I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I'll show you a couple more. Ooh, I'm liking this. Try and get the glare off that for you. Yeah, there we go. Some big ideas. Sci-fi, space opera type vibes. Let me see. We'll show you the corner of them. Make sure nothing's too spoilery, just in case you haven't read the book. There you go. Some wonderful illustrations in Childhood's End. I'll be honest, I think the cover art grabbed my attention a little bit more for Rendezvous with Rama. But if I had to choose between my favorite artwork and favorite book, I'm gonna go favorite book, because I really enjoyed Rendezvous with Rama, but Childhood's End is my favorite Clarke book. So another pretty solid purchase right there. Childhood Ends currently retails at $80 US, so you're looking at a pretty similar price to Frankenstein once you add up all the taxes and shipping, just about $10 less for that one. All right, and just before we get to our third and final folio book of the day, we're just gonna do a little bit of close-up magic. I'm actually gonna reveal how I stole my nephew's nose earlier today. It was actually my thumb the whole time. All right, let's get into it. We have Ubik by Philip K. Dick, and look at the slipcase here. Look at the cutout. My goodness, that is phenomenal. The detail here. Ubik. Philip K. Dick, one of my favorite authors. I've read 5 or 6 of his books now, and Ubik is my favorite. Probably a top 20 book of all time for me. But man, look, I'm just mesmerized by this cover. This is my kind of style right here. Like, I love colors that pop, bright, fluoro, psychedelic. It's kind of on brand for the book. I could just kind of spin this around all day, but let's get to it. Let's pull the book out of this amazing slipcase and see what we have here. There you go, lovely spine. So this one, the book is bound in a blocked vinyl coated paper, I believe. It feels nice, but it feels a little bit similar to many regular hardbacks. I think I prefer the feel of the first 2 that we looked at, but I do love this design. So let's crack it open. Let's show you what's in here. Ooh, yeah. We're off to a good start. Anything pink, purple, turquoise, bright green. There you go, some amazing artwork. This is my style, guys. All right, so we can see we have an introduction by Kim Stanley Robinson. All illustrations are done by La Boca. I believe that is a design studio. So this one came out a couple of years ago, and They did a magnificent job with it. So let's flick through and I'll show you just maybe 3 or 4 of the artworks. So kind of the cool thing I think about the artwork in this book is they do sort of look like marketing designs for like products and certain things, and that is sort of on brand with the story of Ubik. Ubik is a sort of mysterious product referenced in the book, so I like how it's sort of visually interesting but also connects to the text. I think that's super cool. Let's flick through and show you. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll show you guys one more. Yeah, very cool. So Ubik, it's kind of trippy, it's kind of surreal, it's kind of psychedelic. What's real, what's not real? I love it. You'll have to read Ubik to find out. Maybe you'll have to pick up the Folio edition to find out. So Ubik currently retails for $85 US on the US Folio store. So right in the middle between the previous 2 books, just a $5 difference. And I picked up Ubik and Childhood's End together. And for the 7 to 12 day shipping, which to be honest actually took 15 days to arrive, but for the 7 to 12 day shipping, that cost $32. So you're looking at just over $200 for the 2 of them. So when we put all 3 of these books together, I do think they look rather nice. They're definitely going to get a prime position on the shelf. Although I should point out that they are not all exactly the same height, which for some people that are a little particular, that may not be ideal. But I do like the fact that each of them are unique. There's slightly different materials, slightly different designs, shapes, artists. So that way it doesn't just feel like you're buying the same folio book over and over again. They do all feel like they have an original style and feel, and I think that kind of adds to the fun of collecting them. So there you go, guys. Those are the 3 books that I kicked off my folio collection with. Overall, do I think they are worth the money? So for me, I think this is a company that has put a lot of time, a lot of love, a lot of care into making these books. They all feel unique, and of course the art is subjective. Your eye is going to be drawn to some more than others, but overall I think they have done a fantastic job. Am I going to be buying more? Am I going to become one of the folio fiends on the internets? For me, I think my approach, and this is going to vary for everyone depending on how much of a collector you are, how much money you want to dedicate towards that hobby. I think for me, I'm going to reserve my folio purchases for 5-star books only. There's some authors that I like, some books that I like, but if I'm honest with myself, if I had to give that book a 4-star rating instead of a 5-star, I probably won't pick up the folio edition just for now, just because if I open the gates to the 4-star books, the floodgates will open, and I feel like that could be a very expensive hobby very quickly. So I'm going to save it for now for the best of the best, the creme de la creme, the books that I'm really excited to own a deluxe edition of. And I'll be honest, there's already a couple more that I have my eye on, including Cat's Cradle, The Road, 1984. There's a pretty good selection on the website, so check it out. I think if there's something that really appeals to you, there's going to be super duper special, then you might want to dip your toe into the potentially addicting waters of collecting collector's edition books. So anyway, this was a slightly different type of video for me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit that subscribe button, especially if you're also a fan of sci-fi. And if you really enjoyed it, consider becoming a Patreon member, where you can become one of my robots, androids, or cyborgs like Nima, A New Eden, Half Ogre, Zakawa, and the Motion-averse Colin. Thanks for watching, and you can find more sci-fi content over here.